Welcome back, everyone. We're here today with our Integrative Health Coach Success Podcast, episode 128. If you haven't checked out all the takeaways from today's show and all of the different show notes and links, head on over to ihp.coach/128 and be sure to check out the previous podcasts as well. Since these podcasts really continue to build and build off of all the previous ones, you can find those at ihp.coach/podcast. All right, today's show topic is when to gently fire a client. Now, whenever I say this and whenever I've taught it before, people always think that it's so insensitive and that, you really need to be able to help everyone. And no matter what they're going through or what's happening, that, you need to take on that client and you can never let them go. And you need to just, take on all the negativity and whatever. So again, I'm here to share with you this. I just want to share with you one perspective. It doesn't mean that you need to follow this perspective, but as somebody that has, trained, hired, worked with over 500 different health practitioners. That means not clients, but actual practitioners. I've hired over 100 different practitioners myself alone. And that's on the low end. It's probably like 150, 200. I also used to teach around 500 to 600 different health and fitness-based studios through my systems that I used to create. And I don't have those anymore. It's just not something I do. And then, of course, it's the private practice that I ran myself for many years and the coaches that I have right now. And I can tell you, though, so my team and I have done over 250,000 one-on-one appointments. I've personally done around 40,000 appointments. So in all of that time, I've been practicing now, first as a nutritionist and personal trainer, then as a strength and conditioning specialist, working with some more athletes, then as a doctor of naturopathy, doing functional medicine, integrative health. All that time, over 25 years, I've only let 2 clients go. I've had thousands of clients. I've only let 2 clients go. And I'm going to share with you why. Now, again, you don't have to follow the same philosophy, but I just want you to know this, that I felt with these 2 individuals that I was dreading coming to work. So one of them was a personal training client for people that are personal trainers, or they're like someone that you would see on a weekly basis. So that's the thing about personal training. You're seeing your clients basically every week. I would see this person twice a week, sometimes 3 times. And when I saw them on my schedule, I knew what time they were coming in. Although I appreciated them as a client, right? I appreciate because they could have chosen any personal trainer. And they chose to work with me. And they were paying me for that. And this is how I made my living. And so I appreciated that. I was grateful. So the thing is, it doesn't mean that you can't be grateful. I was grateful. But at the same time, when they walked into my studio, the wave of negativity they brought with them, I would ask them to do something. I would even just ask them, hey, how are you doing today? Oh, you wouldn't believe it. That's literally what they would say. Or, oh, I've got this going on, that going on. And I understood it. Like sometimes you just want to share these things with people. Totally understand. And I have no problem with people saying that. But then it was like, hey, we're going to get into this, and this today. And they were always like, I don't know if I really want to today. I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. We'd have to modify everything that we were doing. And honestly, it was just a wave of negativity. Anything that I would say, I'm like, oh, it's a beautiful day out today. And they'd be like, yeah, it's supposed to rain later. And I'm like, okay. Hey, what do you have going on for the weekend? Be like, oh, I have to do this, that, like everything. Like it was constantly hit with the bombardment of negativity. And I'm someone, especially back then, I was trying to rewire my mind. Right? So you have to understand is like, I wasn't even in the right place to be able to work with this person because I'm trying to focus on gratitude and positivity and perspective. Things can always be worse. Like I'm trying to get myself better in my early 20s and I'm dealing with this individual. And again, practicing gratitude, appreciate them being with me. But at the same time, they were dragging me down 2 to 3 days a week. And so you'd say, well, that's something that you just need to be able to deal with because you need to be able to insulate yourself from those type of negative feelings. And I said, listen, I get it, but I wasn't there yet. And so I couldn't kid myself. But the other issue was this. When I was in then practice this, so again, this is only one client out of all the clients that I've had, but then I had another one and they were a wellness-based client. And I love being a personal trainer, and again, I've never stopped. I love personal training. I love fitness. I love strength and conditioning. I love nutrition. I love naturopathy. Like I love all these things. But I'm not doing the one-on-ones like I was before because I'm overseeing now a team of essentially 20 health coaches and thousands of labs every single month that I get the privilege of being able to oversee. So when I was, though, doing a lot of one-on-ones, and I would only see this person maybe like once a month, once every 6 weeks. And they continued to come to see me like all the time. But every single time they came in, I would share with them the progress they were, the progress they were making. And I understand that people have challenges and hardships and all of these different things. I was one of those people. I also know that healing is not always a straight line. But the problem was this. We would give them a protocol. They would say, yes, this sounds great. I'm going to do it. And then we would check in for that first week or so. We would do one of our weekly check-ins. Then I wouldn't hear from them. Like I would send them an email like, hey, how you doing this week? Didn't hear from them because I just wanted to, like they were coming to see me all the time. So I literally just wanted to do a follow-up. Wouldn't hear from them. Then all of a sudden, again, I had I've always had just great executive assistants. I would see them pop my calendar for like the next week and say, okay, great. I'm going to see so-and-so. They would come in, they'd be like, I'm still dealing with this anxiety. I'm still dealing with these sleep issues. I'm still dealing with this inflammation. I'd say, okay, great. Well, I wouldn't say great, but okay, like let's look at it. Okay, here's the protocol we gave you last time. So I always have a date for all of my protocols. Like this protocol was created on this date. So I would look back, I would know where they started. I would know what they're on right now. So I would be able to control variables because I'm a big believer that I can help anybody get well. And so can you if you're able to control variables, right? Because there's only I always tell people 6 to 12 things for any reason why you might have a thyroid issue, any reason why you might have autoimmune, any reason why you might have migraines. Like there's 6 to 12 reasons. That's about it. And you work through them and you keep going. And if you get unlucky, and you don't lab test, it might take you to the 12th one. But here's the thing. If you're doing once a month and you're working through them, you're going to be able to figure it out. Like that's the bottom line. So they would come into my office. I would sit down with them like, hey, how you doing? Okay, they would go through, well, I'm still feeling this, this, and this. Okay, let's take an inventory. This is where you were last month. I have this in my notes. Tell me right now. And again, I knew this client inside and out because I saw them so many times. I'm like, this was the protocol we gave you. How are you doing following that protocol? Well, and they would give me this whole story of why they didn't follow the protocol. I'm doing this a little bit, but not so much. And, I got sidetracked and my brothers, sisters, cousins, mother-in-law ended up not feeling well and I had to go see her and they're like, okay. And so I'd say, but here's the thing. You are letting me know that you are not feeling well, that you're not doing well. And you're asking me what can I do more for you? Because every single time you're saying it's not working, and I get it and I understand, but I'm giving you protocols. And the only way that I'm able to help you is to see what's working and what's not. And the things that are working, I keep in and I add more than to it. And what's not working, then I make adjustments to those variables and move on to the next thing or tweak the dosage or whatever it might be. And I'm not able to do that if you're not able to follow the specific protocol. And again, I did it in a gentle way because I knew the person was anxious and worried. And I just said, and I just said, why, there has to be a reason why we're not able to start to follow these protocols. And then they would then put it back on me. Like, well, there just seems to be too much to do. Or I can't eat like that all the time. Or I don't always remember to take my nutritional supplements. Or I can't go to a gym. And I would talk about at-home workouts. I would talk about just walking 10,000 steps. I'd talk about, pre-made meals. I mean, we're talking about like easy things, like 3-ingredient meals. You're going to have a piece of protein. You're going to have some vegetables. You're going to have this, and they can already be done for you. You can buy these things frozen if you want. I was like, but we need to do this. The supplements, I was like, we went so far as to pre-bag this person's supplements. Like I'm willing to go overboard for an individual. But they don't even need to meet me halfway. They just need to step over the starting line and start to walk towards me, even at a slow pace. And I'll sprint over to meet them. Like that's the thing. I was like, I will go out of my way because I know where I was at one point, and I know how challenging it can be to struggle with a lot of things. So both of those clients, though, they showed a refusal to change, not over weeks or months, but essentially a year. And I said, at this point, I am not the right practitioner for them. the right personal trainer or nutritionist or naturopath or whatever it might be. And so that is what made me feel like, listen, I have to let this person go, not just for me, but for them. They want to achieve a certain goal. The first person wanted weight loss, but in no way, shape, or form were they willing to do anything. Like, they wouldn't change their breakfast. This person ate literally an English muffin with jelly and also like every single morning. So they started their day with a processed wheat gluten-based product with processed fruit. Like, I mean, there was no listening whatsoever. Like, well, it's only 250 calories. I'm like, it's not about the calories, over and over and over to them. And the second person I always looked at this, the way that I was cueing this person, the way that I was speaking to them was just not working for them. Like, it wasn't. So they're making me, and this was the ultimate reason why I let both of them end up going. And this is the reason why. They were making me resent what I love to do. I dreaded going to work because of just a couple individuals. So it's like, as they say, one individual can ruin a team. One person can literally make you not enjoy your work. I love my work. I always have. And so I realized, listen, for them and for me, I needed to let them go. I was not going to make breakthroughs with these people. I tried from every angle I knew, which also said, listen, I'm willing to take some responsibility. There's got to be another way. I don't know it. I'm doing well with the rest of my clients, so I have to be doing something right, but I'm not able to help this person. So for their benefit, as well as mine, because I want to go back to loving what I do and not resenting it and giving it all up because of these two people, is that I need to make sure that I am able to continue to do this. So here's what I did. I let both of those people go. Different points. The first person, during my personal trainer days, they were let go. Second person, same exact thing. But I did it in a gentle way because these people still needed help. I just wasn't the right help for them. So I literally said to them, and I don't want to use the people's names, even though it's been a long time, very long time. So I said to them, I'm just going to call the first person Mary. I said, hey, Mary, I just wanted to share with you this. We're coming to the end of our personal training package, and it seems to me that I'm not able to help you make the breakthroughs that you want and achieve the goals that you're looking for. And so what I'm suggesting today is that I actually connect you with one of my colleagues that is excellent. They're an excellent NASM certified personal trainer. They're going to be able to, I think, help you to a far greater degree than me. They literally work right down the street. I would love to offer you a complimentary personal training session with them. And so that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. So I first found them someone to work with. Then they had already paid for sessions with me. So I gave them one of those paid sessions to go with this, work with this individual. I contacted the other personal trainer first to talk about the referral. I told them what they were all about, how I think that they could help them, and just kind of gave them the rundown. And so this personal trainer was looking for more clients. So they were happy to work with this individual. And they just maybe they had a different personality than me that they were able to work with the individual. And so that's great. Again, so that person, maybe they never changed, but they found now a personal trainer that was better able, better suited for their personality. And for the second person, I did the same exact thing. It was the same exact conversation. We'll call this person Jane. And I just said, hi, Jane. And when they came in and I said to them at the end of the appointment that I had, I still gave them my all. I still literally went through protocol, gave them everything. I said this. I said, Jane, I wanted to share this with you. I said, this is an updated protocol. I want you to try it out. I want you to take it with you. But here's the thing. If this one doesn't work for you, if you feel that you are not able to implement this, what I want to do is I want to refer you to a colleague of mine. They work right down the street. Okay. They're a brilliant, this person was a functional medicine doctor. And I believe that you may want to work with another practitioner to get a second opinion, to look at things from a different angle, and you might be able to make the breakthrough that you're looking for. And that's exactly what it said to them. So I did it in a very gentle way. I didn't sell them on anything extra. I didn't do anything extra. And I left myself open. I always said, listen, I'll always be here. I'll be here if you have any additional questions. All right. You just let me know. I just know that right now, though, this doesn't seem like the right fit. I don't seem like the right fit for you. I want the best for you. I want you to be able to achieve your goals. And I think the best way to do that is for you to actually work with another person. And that's exactly what I did. I connected them. I followed up by email. I connected the two by email. And then they took it from there. And that was it. So that is what I believe that we sometimes don't do as practitioners. I work with lots of challenging clients, and I've never fired them. I've never let them go. And the reason is just because they're challenging doesn't mean that I'm not up for the challenge. I am. But when a person doesn't seem to respond to what I'm sharing with them, and they are not implementing what I'm looking to help them with, I have not served that client to the best of my ability. I've gone as far as I can. And because of that, I think it's my ethical responsibility actually to connect them with someone that might be a better fit. That's the truth. Now, you could say, well, that's how you're rationalizing in your head. Maybe it is, but nonetheless, it's my truth, right? That's the truth that I'm living. One, I need to take care of the other 99 point whatever percent other clients that I'm working great with, that I'm really enjoying working with. And yeah, it's challenging. And I'm working with children with autism and all sorts of autoimmune issues. And some people coming in for, with Alzheimer's, dementia-based issues, like the hardest of the hard. And I'm not afraid of that at all. I'm not afraid of challenges and working with clients that can be considered difficult cases. No, I love that. What I'm saying is, for difficult people is a different story, right? And so I'm not even afraid of that either. But it's when over and over and over a person is showing an inability to want to necessarily do the things that I know are going to get them better, or they might be bringing me down in some way. I just say, listen, we need to make sure that we're helping the greatest amount of people possible. And so that's always how I looked at it. I don't know if this resonates with you or not. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. So feel free to let me know right on YouTube or let me know right on Instagram. But let us know. You can let us know in the IHP Facebook group. But we're here for you. This was a by popular demand-based question, like, hey, what do you do when a client's not working out? How do you let a client go? And so hopefully this podcast was helpful. Again, you can always do it with respect. You can always do it by being, grateful for as well as what you have, but also the perspective to say this has to happen because it's bringing down me as a practitioner. That's okay too. You're okay. Like, you are able to be cared for as well. So hopefully this was helpful. Of course, if it was helpful, do feel free to share it with a colleague. We'd love to spread this message about good, integrative health coach, success-based work. All right, take care, everyone. I'll talk with you soon.